Hi. Hey.
What's up?
All your favorite artists.
Check it out. Say my name. DJ Khaled.
This is Mila J.
Bruno Mars.
On hot7025fm.com.
Hey, it's Icarice, and I'm here to tell you about Hotcast for Podcasting. We are a podcasting studio located in Las Vegas, Nevada, in the Hot 702.5 FM studios. You can book online at hot7025fm.com. Just click on Hotcast. You can book and find your times right there. Thank you for booking with Hotcast for Podcasting.
What's up, y'all? It's your boy Big Shook, host of the Undrafted All-Star Sports Show. Man, listen, if you want some real down south, Louisiana-style Cajun food, you need to go check out DB's Cajun Kitchen. Yo, they got lobster and grits, seafood boils, signature fries, signature po' boys, signature egg rolls, and desserts. Oh, and my favorite, them gumbo tacos. Yo, they open from 11 to 8, Wednesday to Monday, 7 to 5:30 on Sunday. Located in North Las Vegas at 4343 North Rancho Drive. They even have to-go orders and catering. Hit them up, 725-780-1850, or go to the website, dbcajunkitchen.com. So, yo, don't just tell your friends about me. Tell them about DB's Cajun Kitchen.
This is Hot 702.5.
This is Kid West. You're alive with the Chisholm Report with Ristie J. Hot 702.5.
Talk shit and politics with Ristie J from the Chisholm Report every Saturday at 10 a.m. on hot7025fm.com.
This is Kristen Gamer, and you are tuned into my mom, Ristie J.
Yeah, election time's coming. Who you gonna vote for? Yeah, if I was president, I'd get elected on Friday, assassinated on Saturday, buried on Sunday, they go back to work on Monday. If I was president, if I was president, if I was president, yeah. Instead of spending billions on the war, I can use that money so I can feed the poor. Cause I know some so poor. When it rains, that's when they shower, scream and fight the power. That's when the vulture devours. If I was president, I get elected on Friday, assassinated on Saturday, buried on Sunday, they go back to work on Monday. If I was president, if I was president, if I was president, yeah. I know some soldiers that sleep but they can't dream, wake up with screams, sounds of M16. So take this medal of honor for your bravery. I wish you the best, kid. You and your family. If I was president, I get elected on Friday, assassinated on Saturday, buried on Sunday, they go back to work on Monday. If I was president, if I was president, if I was president. But the radio won't play this. They call it rebel music. How can you refuse it? Children of Moses, tell the children the truth, the truth. It's not all that bling that's diamond. Tell them the truth, the truth. Most of y'all wear cubic zirconium. Tell them the truth, yeah. Your soul is worth more than diamonds.
If I was president, all blacks, I had reparation, no segregation, feed the nation so there's no famine. Muslims, Jews, Christians, with all whole hands every week on the beach, party by the sand. Word up take trips on Air Force One. Don't need to bring the homeless with no sneaks to Air Force One. Better schools in the hood, better teachers for the classes, making money, paying no taxes. Find the best scientists, tell them come up with an answer. I want the cure for AIDS and cancer, but I gotta watch my back. Snipers on the hill with the steel, waiting to JF
I was president. I get elected on Friday, assassinated on Saturday, buried on Sunday. They go back to work on Monday. If I was president, if I was president. I feel the rain coming. Let me play my guitar for them right now.
Let's go.
Refugees. Yeah.
Good morning. Good morning. It is the Chisholm Report, and you are in with Ristie J. Thank you guys every Saturday at 10 a.m. to come sit and talk this shit with us, politic and talk shit. I just want to thank you guys. I did take off last week because it was my birthday. Okay, it was my birthday on the 5th of July. Shouts out to my family in Houston who hosted me and had a wonderful 4th of July party. Shouts out to Sir Ariel, Mickey, also Ariel's husband David's birthday, I believe is today or yesterday, so happy birthday, cuzzo. Jason Hatcher, our other cousin, his birthday is also today. So Lawrence's birthday is on the 17th. Mickey's birthday was the 22nd. Sean's birthday was on the 6th. Aunt Jenny's birthday was on the 1st of the 3rd. Debbie's birthday was on the 15th. You know, it's a Cancer season, okay? So we do the most, and we are most loved, okay? Don't call us emotional. Don't call us, say we are passionate. Say that we are sensitive to our feelings, okay? But there's nothing in this world better than a Cancer. You better get you one. Anyway, I just want to say, okay, on my way out, okay, so first of all, let me say this about the barbecue. Barbecue was top tier, okay? Chef's kiss. The food was amazing, okay? Let me give you my, what's it, Keith Lee? It was a 9.8 out of everything. The only thing that was there was no single men at the barbecue, okay? It was older ladies, children, and couples, okay? So the next year, to get those 2 points back up, go ahead and hit me with a cutie or two in the barbecue, okay? But while I was there, I literally was chased out by Beryl, Hurricane, okay? Literally, he was starting to act up as soon as I got ready to go to the airport, okay? And the rain was horrible. We literally couldn't see in front of us, trying to drive to go get some crab legs. And once I actually got to the airport, it calmed down and we were able to get out of there. But as soon as I left, I say the next morning, my cousins then were experiencing no lights, no air, no power, gas stations closed. So my prayers and stuff go out there to my people that are out there in Houston. Thank you again for hosting me. So sorry that I left the bad weather with you. But it was something else, okay? And they're still dealing with that. So we're going to talk about that today too. Talk about what they're enduring out there also. So then I do want to go ahead and jump into some questions for you. Do you know anyone with COVID? Okay, that's the first question. And second question was, if Bernie Sanders was to jump in the race, would you give him your vote? Or if not, who would you actually vote for? Okay, I want to hear that information, because they are really out there trying to figure out life right now. Okay, we don't know where the leadership is going at this moment. We don't know if they're actually looking for our benefit or are they looking for their own benefit. But it's going to all come to light very soon, okay? And so we were able to get those questions out of there. I do want to jump into some local news, but before local news, I'm going to go ahead and go into charities and resources. So Saturday on July the 20th at 12:30 p.m., general membership meeting for the NAACP. We'll be at the Pearson Center that is 1625 West Cary Avenue. That is in the 89032 area code. Okay. Come show out if you are a person that wants to be a part of the community. And I'm actually going myself. So hopefully meet me there. Also, we have Rockin' Back to School Saturday, July the 27th at 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. at the Windmill Library. That's 7060 West Windmill Lane. And come out there and be able to start getting school supplies for your kids. In the next couple of weeks, I will be dropping those locations for you guys to be able to go and get you some school supplies, lunch stuff for your kids. They're doing uniforms, they're doing shoes. So stay tuned if you're looking for information, supplies, and everything else for your kids going into this next school year. All right. I do want to go ahead and start talking about the Las Vegas weather, and with the weather's high spike that we're going through in records. Are you feeling it? Okay, because I am. Every time I get into the car, I am burning my ass. Okay, in the back of my legs. Okay, in my back, and I can't even reach for my my seatbelt just to let the police know it is. I am not trying to break the law. I'm trying not to get scalded. Let's go ahead and go into the clip, and then we'll discuss after.
Talking about one more day of record heat. This has been 7 days. One more day of record heat. This has been 7 days in a row of records, and we've been 115 or hotter every single day going back to this past weekend. A historic stretch, no matter how you slice it. We think we're back above 115, actually going for a high of 116 at 4 p.m. It will be a partly cloudy day, but very, very hot stuff continues. We wake up to the low in the mid-90s. Already some cloudiness around. Kind of looks at times like a few sprinkles or raindrops are trying to come down from the clouds. It's totally dry this morning. This is 5 o'clock this afternoon. There may be an isolated shower somewhere in southern Nevada. We've got that chance at only 10% through the afternoon. But even after dark into early Saturday morning, maybe a stray shower passing by. It looks like tomorrow afternoon, though, with higher humidity and still plenty of heat, we will see some scattered showers and thunder showers. About a 30% chance Saturday afternoon. Can't rule that out as we head into Saturday evening. Another chance of some spotty monsoon action on Sunday. Similar 30% chance, mainly in the afternoon on Sunday. We have temperatures that'll still be hot at 110. A pretty view this morning. This is our camera at Mandalay Bay looking northeast, and then here's our camera at the station looking off to the east-northeast. A nice orange glow out there, but these little filaments of moisture trying to fall down from the clouds. Clouds are just a bit higher up, and it's still quite dry down in the low levels. But you're going to notice the difference today through Saturday and Sunday. The humidity is going to increase actually quite a bit. Now, temperatures this morning start off warm in the low in the mid-90s, still very hot, 116, the heat warning with us until 11 p.m. And some spotty storms become the topic of conversation this weekend. We dry back out for next week, and it does stay hot, still at or actually well above average.
Okay, so I am born and raised here in the Battle-Born State, and I tell you, I never get used to it. It's hot as... Imagine pouring hot scalding grease on the devil's balls. That's how hot it is here in Las Vegas. It is ridiculous, okay? And now we got to this point where it is so hot that when you breathe it in, you can feel the heat in your chest. And that is some bullshit, okay? You guys stay cool. One of the things that I learned when I was a kid is to go get a Slurpee. Just the other day, it was 7-Eleven day, and you can go get any size Slurpee that you wanted as long as it fit into this little tube type thing, saying that people were bringing some stuff that was way too big to be getting Slurpees. But get you a Slurpee. Especially if you don't have no air in your car or something like that. First stop you should make is at a 7-Eleven or AM/PM or Rebel or somewhere. Plugs. Go ahead and you guys pay us for those plugs. And and get you something to drink to keep you cool while you are in that car. I saw a story the other day where there was traffic on the 10, and that was coming out of Arizona, and the trucker died in his truck because the trucking company did not supply a air conditioned truck, and they had to bust the window, and literally he died in his truck. So please pay attention to that. Please pay attention to getting your kids out of the car first instead of getting the grocery. I won't even lie to you. I try my best sometimes, like, oh, they sleep. Let me try to get them out after I get the bags and stuff in the car. That is not something that you guys should do. Do not make that a habit. I always try to check now to make sure that I take the kids inside before I even take the bags inside. More important, way more important to have them kids inside and cooling down before you decide that you're hot and sit down and forget that the babies are in the car. That's one of the biggest issues they have in the summertime here is parents or people leaving children in the car on accident. You don't want to go through anything like that, okay? Let's go to the second story. Okay, you guys, I don't know if you guys heard, but the Mirage is closing and they are giving out $1.6 million, saying they're giving out. Now, arguments are in the air, okay, that you are going to go spend way more money in there than you're going to get out. But my other cousin Jeremy said he went in there the other day. Shouts out, he is on his bachelor's weekend for his wedding, but he said he went in there the other day and won $200. Now, the other friend went in there and put $200 in the machine, ain't win shit. Okay, so you guys pay attention to what you're doing. Play the games that they tell you are winning. They do have some additional YouTube stuff out there right now that's saying which ones are better to get more money at. But go try your luck at the Mirage before they close. They also are having a liquidation type yard sale where they're selling TVs and bed sets, furniture, all type of additional stuff there. Make sure that you look out for that and buy me something, okay? I wanted to talk to you guys about the July 1st. I wasn't here to be able to talk to you guys about what happened. So on July the 1st, there was a good 17 laws that went into play on July the 1st. Oh, let's go ahead and go into the Mirage video first. Let's take a look at that so you guys can hear what they're saying about the money. It has been complete mania
at the Mirage, and it's because the iconic property is giving away tons of money before they close their doors for good. It's Progressive Winnings giveaway that's in full effect. Let me break it down here. Nevada state law shows that progressive jackpots are an obligation to players, and any remaining funds must be paid out before a casino closes. Well, this iconic property is set to shut down and transform into the Hard Rock by the 17th. And so for the slot machine jackpot giveaways, the total amount they are giving away is $1.2 million. So Tuesday through Thursday, the Mirage gave away a guaranteed winning of $200,000. Today and tomorrow, that number jumps to $250,000. And then by July 16th, $100,000 will be handed out. They also have separate giveaways with the additional $400,000 in table game jackpots. So a lot of money out there. Can it be yours? Our Andrew Nomura is over at the Mirage this morning, or has it in the background. So Andrew, we've seen all kinds of fun on social media. People headed to the Mirage hoping to hit it big.
Yeah, exactly, Kib. And as you mentioned, can this money be yours? And that's what hundreds of people are thinking. They're saying, hey, show me the money. The Mirage is about to close. I need to go ahead and get on top of this opportunity. And check this out. Here on social media, on X, formerly known as Twitter, we were taking a look at a number of videos just showing the inside of the Mirage and all of the mania going on inside. As you can see, it is packed, and it's not just high rollers. These are just regular folks trying to score some of those winnings. You mentioned how Nevada state law says that this progressive earnings belongs to the people, to the players. Well, the players are certainly going to play, and we actually reached out to the Mirage later on this morning asking, hey, are you all going to step up security because of these huge crowds? We will definitely let you know when we hear back. We did see some photos kind of hinting to that, of an increase in security, but when we get official details, we'll be sure to let you know.
Okay, so go try your luck, and if you win anything, just inbox me for my Cash App, because I sent you. Okay, if nobody else told you about the money, go get you some. Go get me some too. Okay, I do want to talk to you guys about the laws that went into play for Nevada. There was about 17. I'm just going to go over a few different ones that they actually have available. And just to kind of let you guys know, first one is AB 65. That is the school age. They're saying that kids, normally they would say that the kids could go all the way up to the age of 7 or 8 before they actually start school. It is now the drop in the sand is 6 years old. They need to be in school by 6 years old. Okay. We have AB 264. That is the attendance rule for religious holidays for kids. They are now approving holidays for kids dealing with their religion and stuff like that. Not saying that the kid, you know how normally you have a certain amount of absent days, stuff like that. As long as you are given the proper paperwork, or which is a note from your parent and them knowing that this holiday is about, you should be able to get this excused, and it'll be excuse the absence for the kid. SB 80 is head injury treatment. There is expanded guidelines for people who have head injuries and what they're going to be doing towards that. I did not read into that, but if you have a head injury or you're interested, all of this information is on your Nevada legislative website. Okay. Also, we have AB 241, which is college preparatory for students, being able to give more classes for kids, more courses and credits for college prep, and if their child is working, they can also receive credit towards college. Okay, we have AB 428, which is the plan for teacher recruitment. There is supposed to be a mass recruitment for teachers going into this next year. I just hope you guys pay them what they weigh, because they deserve it. Okay. We have AB7, which is electoral health records. Them being able to do the electronic health records for you. I don't know how I feel about this, because I feel like once they do the AI and they put everything in there, then they put all their faith in it, and then something else happens, something crashes. Now you don't have any information that is there, being able to tell what's going on with you. Okay. We have AB 138, behavioral health care coverage. There, if you notice, a couple of years ago, they had a bunch of different programs that were out there to be able to help with behavioral health, dealing with like housing, drug and alcohol abuse, addiction, things like that, or whatever. And all of that shit went away. Going into the pandemic. Okay, now they're bringing some of these programs back to be able to help with the homelessness, the people who are unhoused, the youth, and also the mental health crisis that is going on. You also have AB 193, which is custodial integration with children. I'm not totally sure what that was. You guys go ahead, take a look into it. And I also had AB 516, which is the new Native American Department Affairs. And I wonder how that is going to play. If you are interested in any of these, like I said, they are on your local law legislative websites. Okay, so you guys look into that information. I wanted to talk about Biden. Of course, we got a whole bunch of stuff going on with him. And of course, yesterday, he decides that he is going to call Kamala Harris Trump as Vice President Trump. And then he called, it's not Yahoo. What's the other guy's name? Zimmerberg, Zababa, him, Valencia. I'm sorry. Okay, I don't have it in front of me, but he called him President Putin. All right, now look. sit down, okay? Like, if we decided to take a trip out of town, I would not want my 82-year-old grandmother being the one to drive us, okay? I don't even want her to have the map, all right? Because she can't read it. She cannot operate at this time of her life. She's not at her best to be able to do that. She's not at her best to be able to navigate us. Now, for her to be able to give us wisdom about going into it, to tell her story about what's happened to her in these situations, no problem. I would take that advice and take it very, gracefully, because I understand and do hear that people give you great advice, for, that stuff that they have already been through in life. But I do not want her be the one to make the decisions for us, like where we go stop to eat and where we're going to get gas at, and her telling us which turn to make and everything else. That's just ridiculous. Okay, so I want to go ahead and talk about Biden. I want to go ahead and go into that clip for Biden, and you tell me what you think afterwards. Let's go ahead and go to the clip.
Hello and welcome to BBC News with me, Luquessa Burak. Start in the US, where President Joe Biden has said that he is in good health and the best candidate to beat Donald Trump, despite occasional mistakes in an almost hour-long press conference. President Biden was speaking at the end of the NATO summit in Washington, which saw countries agree tens of billions of dollars in aid for Ukraine, accused China of enabling Russia's war, and pledge an irreversible path to Ukraine's membership of the alliance. But the focus was on Mr. Biden's performance, with continued questions over his age and his ability to stand for re-election in November. He told reporters he was there to finish the job.
I'm determined on running, but I think it's important that I allay fears by let them see me out there. Let me see them out. For the longest time it was, Biden's not prepared to sit with us unscripted. Biden's not prepared to, anyway. And so what I'm doing is, and I've been doing, I think we've done over 20 major events.
But there were gaffes, including this moment when he referred to his Vice President, Kamala Harris, as Vice President Trump.
What concerns do you have about Vice President Harris's ability to beat Donald Trump if she were at the top of the ticket?
Look, I wouldn't have picked Vice President Trump to be vice president, but I think she was not qualified to be president. So let's start there. Number one. The fact is that the consideration is that I think I'm the most qualified person to run for president. I beat him once, and I will beat him again.
And earlier in the evening, there were gasps as the president introduced Ukraine's Volodymyr Zelensky as President Vladimir Putin.
And now I want to hand it over to the president of Ukraine, who has as much courage as he has determination. Ladies and gentlemen, President Putin. President Putin. You can beat President Putin. President Zelensky. I'm so focused on beating Putin, we got to worry about it. Anyway, Mr. President.
I'm better.
You are a hell of a lot better.
Oh my God. We cannot. Y'all can't keep arguing this, okay? You cannot keep arguing that he is ready to go. Right? Like, let's go, Joe. Yeah, let's go to the convalescent home, Joe. Okay, this is, and I'll tell you this, okay? And regardless on how horrible I feel that he is not capable of being able to be there, I do not want Trump for nothing in this world, okay? Nothing in this world would make me want to pick that man, because I just feel like there is so much at stake, okay? So much at stake when you put not only a person that is 1 foot in a convalescent home, but then Trump has a diaper on and been had it. I'm not saying that people that wear a diaper, grown people that wear a diaper, are incapable of being able to, run companies and stuff like that. But no, like, I do not want this man, y'all. This is something else, okay? So, shouts out to Boots Spirit Squad boots. It said that they had a vision or a dream that Trump would not be able to run because of a health issue. He would not be able to complete the campaign because of a health issue. Okay, and then she said that they saw that Biden would win and then either pass away. And then they also said that they saw Kamala Harris in the background with a snicker on her like smiling, like, and that she becomes the president. Now that was their vision. Okay, that was their vision. And but I've always told y'all, and y'all can go back into my stories as far as you want to, go back into the Chisholm report, and I said that halfway through, probably by August, Michelle Obama will actually throw her hands into the race. And that's because they would say, they already did a poll. They said that that Barack, if he was able to run again, would beat Trump like basically 81 to 19%. Okay, that is craziness. So I would take his wife over any one of these people. Okay, and even as a vice president, and he is allowed to be appointed vice president also. So let's see what happens in the next few weeks. If Biden is going to step down, which I really, really hope that he does. Not in effect of like, okay, I just hate Biden. I don't like him. I don't like either one of the candidates right now. Okay, but he has done a lot more in this run at the presidency. Okay, he's done more than Trump. And y'all can sit here and argue all you want to. None of the stuff that Trump that happened in his reign of presidency was him. That was stuff that happened years and years beforehand that they put into place, and then at that time it went into play, and you guys got it. Everybody was so happy about the $1,200 for getting $1,200, but really, did it help you get the $1,200? Because you want to blame the spike of taxes on Biden, but it was the fact that they were giving out these stimulus checks and everything else, and people overusing the stimulus and unemployment and things like that made the spike go up for us to get the inflation. Okay, so I talked about this a couple of years ago, saying that the guy was like, yeah, he's getting me, Trump's giving us money and this and all this stuff, whatever. And then he turned around and said that his daughter was failing her 7th grade class and was going to have to go to summer school, where it costs money to go to summer school. How much does it cost? It costs about $400 for the kid to go to summer school. Then he has to get a tutor, and the tutor costs him like $150 every 2 weeks. So did you end up paying that back, and your child end up suffering because they took away funding from education? They took away funding for all these additional programs that make school fun for kids, and not just reading, writing, and science, okay, which are all great subjects and I all love. But then you love the math, you love the art, you love the physical education, you love the additional things that they're able to do with your children to make them get through these harder classes. So it really just sucks that we now are in a position where the two people that are elected, that are trying to be in this position, are incapable of being there. I wish you guys had better candidates. Okay, so next time, instead of us waiting for them to give us the trash, the old fuddy-duddy, arguing funky men, why don't we get in there and nominate the best person that is for the job that we believe that could get the job done? Okay, so that's what I think about that. And over the weeks, let's see how stuff happens. Okay, like I said, I left Houston on the 6th, and Beryl was barreling his way through there, okay, acting a fool, and he did not stop. I know that I talked to my texted my cousin, and they just now are hitting me back in certain areas. They would have lights, and then they don't. They didn't even have internet, like, you know, so even if you did have lights and stuff, or you had power, you couldn't even get on to even use your phone because that stuff was down. I do have a clip about that. I want to go ahead and go into the clip, and we can discuss after.
Now to the frustration and anger in Houston, where hundreds of thousands of people still have no power after Hurricane Beryl, and they're not expected to get it back this weekend. That means no air conditioning in stifling summer heat. Houston's main utility providers accused of not being ready for Monday's storm. Janet Shamlian has more.
This is the excruciating wait for water and a few basic food items in searing 90-degree heat.
How are you faring? It's been hard. It's been hard. Like yesterday, all of our food ruined the day before yesterday, so we haven't eaten since the day before yesterday. So we're here trying to get some whatever they give out.
These families have been 4 days without power. The food in their refrigerators has gone bad. They've been waiting hours in line for a handout from the Houston Food Bank.
And at area cooling centers, frustrations are rising. The main energy provider, CenterPoint, says it will restore 80% of power by the end of the weekend, but that would still leave hundreds of thousands in the dark, almost 1 week after the storm.
Everyone knew days ahead that we were getting a hurricane, right? So I would expect them to be more prepared and quicker to resolve issues.
It's been one of the hottest summers on record across the U.S. Officials say there have been a growing number of suspected heat-related deaths on the West Coast since the start of July, prompting concerns for both the elderly and children.
The youngest one, she usually comes out here with me, but this morning she was like, it's just too hot to go.
Back in Houston, a sports arena has been outfitted with cots, a temporary shelter for people discharged from a hospital, but with no power at home.
Okay, so Texas, you are never ready. Okay, you are never ready for these disasters, and you guys get them every year. I don't understand how you're not ready. Okay, what bothers me about Texas is that you so worried about coochies and gays, okay, and what are people doing with their religion that you are missing the ball, right? These are things that you guys should be worried about. Stop worrying about what people do in their bedroom. That has nothing to do with the fact that you don't never have money ready, you don't never have supplies ready, you don't never have locations for people to be safe ready every year. And this stuff keeps happening. And these people, Texans, what do you call them? Texans? Like we're Nevada Texan. I don't know, Texans. Okay. You guys keep paying your taxes to these places, and then they do this to you every year. Y'all had a blizzard, froze all the stuff. Y'all have heat wave. Y'all got tornadoes. Y'all got hurricanes. Y'all got everything coming, and then the biggest thing on the ballot is abortion. Like, what do you care? What do you even care if they have an abortion? You're not feeding them. You know what I'm saying? And then the news lady says handouts. When this is not a handout, those people's tax dollars pay for those programs. They go into those grants. Their tax dollars go into a grant that those relief programs are able to displace to people. You guys have to know that there's help out there for you. Make sure that you guys are looking for your resources, because there are stuff out there that you're able to get and to be able to make sure that you guys are okay. I wanted to be able to talk about the what is Project 2025. I just briefly want to go into it, but I want you guys to take a look at it because this is now being brought to your attention. But they've been talking about this since 2022, okay? And now you guys are just now hearing about what the agenda is happening. Let's go ahead and go into the clip and come right back out and talk about it.
We have been hearing from many of our viewers
about the presidential election. One person wrote in to the point saying, I enjoy your to the point presentations and appreciate that you show different sides of every situation. I see a lot of media coverage about Biden, but question why no one is reporting Trump's comments. Please explain to the American people what Project 2025 is all about. We also had another viewer that wrote in saying, please stop the Biden bashing. Please cover Project 2025. Well, we heard you. So tonight, ABC 10's Becca Habegger is explaining what Project 2025 is and where it came from.
What is Project 2025? Well, basically, it's a 900-plus page plan to overhaul the U.S. government, meant as a roadmap for the next conservative president. It was developed by the Heritage Foundation, a conservative think tank, as something for Trump to consider, though we should point out Trump has stated publicly he is not directly connected to this plan. More on that soon. Project 2025 has 4 so-called pillars: policy, personnel, training, and a playbook for the first 180 days of the next administration to be written later. Now, the policy recommendation reads like a conservative wish list. They address immigration, including a border wall. While they don't ban abortion, they do call for taking mifepristone, the so-called abortion pill, off the market, among other abortion-limiting measures. The policy also calls for stronger military, removing diversity initiatives from the Pentagon and reinstating service members who were kicked out for not getting the COVID vaccine. It addresses tax and education policy, overall aiming to defeat what it calls the woke agenda. Here's the president of the Heritage Foundation on Fox News this week.
We are, if President Trump wins and he elects to use some of the plans of Project 2025, again, totally his choice, we are going to close the border as a country. We're also absolutely going to end the Department of Education if President Trump means what he says, and I believe he does, about that.
The personnel section is where the big changes come in. Project 2025 would reclassify as many as 50,000 federal workers as political appointees, essentially at-will workers who could all be fired on day one of a Republican president's term. Now, in their place, the plan calls for an army of loyal conservatives, and it creates a presidential personnel database of approved people. Now, there's also a training program for prospective political appointees called the Presidential Administration Academy. It's free, and most classes are between 30 and 90 minutes, aiming to educate people on how to be government employees. So, who is behind Project 2025? Well, the Conservative Heritage Foundation lists 3 people as in charge of the project, all former Trump administration officials, and some authors of the plan are also former Trump officials. So what does Trump say about all of this? Well, last Friday on Truth Social, he wrote, I know nothing about Project 2025. I have no idea who is behind it. I disagree with some of the things they're saying, and some of the things they're saying are absolutely ridiculous and abysmal.
How you know? Okay, how you know if it's ridiculous, but then in the same thing you say you don't know what they talking about, you don't even know who they are. So how you know that some of the stuff they're saying is ridiculous? Second of all, it's ridiculous that he doesn't even have his own agenda, that this is other people around him. He has not had an agenda. Even in the first time that he ran, the second time he ran, he never had a real profile. Platform of what he was running on. Now you got all this stuff saying that they gonna get rid of porn. That's I was upset by that. Okay, first of all, there's a lot of stuff on there that just is some bullshit. But why? Okay, not everybody enjoys porn, but I'm just saying that's something that people do in their own private house. Once again, you worried about shit that don't have nothing to do with you. Okay. And it should bother you that they're doing all these things, because they are basically saying that all of your civil rights that they fought for back then are now coming to the point where they're like, you know what, we didn't gave them too many damn rights. Let's go ahead and dial this back and take all the stuff back. Okay. And that's really crazy. It's crazy. Okay. So you need to see who are the companies that are behind the support of this. One is the Heritage Program, or Heritage Group, and look into them. Is basically just the KKK out there doing their thing. Okay, so take a look at that, and then also Texas Texas decided that they put the ban on abortion. And they said that their biggest reason was if a woman has an abortion and the baby is still born after the abortion, she should have to keep the baby. Okay, that is a 0.1% of all of the abortions that happens in Texas. But what happens more often is a 12-year-old being raped by a family member and still now having to have this baby, even though this is incest. This was traumatic to them, and is that mother going to want to keep this child? Is that mother going to be able to care for that child and love that child? I have one quick video, really quickly. We'll just go jump in, jump out. It is about the Supreme Court being able to give immunization. To the president. Let's go ahead and jump into that, and we'll come right back.
Democrats aren't just concerned about how this directly impacts Donald Trump. They're also concerned about the long-term impacts of this immunity decision. What have you learned about how the White House and congressional Democrats, what they're considering to do now in light of this ruling?
Yeah, it's very much a fluid situation, Ryan. They're discussing a variety of options. They've not made final decisions. But here's what White House spokesman Ian Sams told me, quote, "We are reviewing the decision and certainly will be exploring what could be done to address it to better safeguard democracy and the rule of law in the future, given this dangerous precedent," unquote. Now, whether that's legal memos calling for court reforms, a push for ethics legislation, new policy ideas, that is all still TBD. And here on Capitol Hill, Democratic leaders have reacted with outrage without outlining a specific plan of action.
Okay, people, so I need you guys to take a look into Project 2025. I also want you guys to pay attention to, there's a movie out there called Cracker. Okay, I have not been able to find it on Netflix or anything like that yet. If anybody knows what platform that is actually on, go ahead and send it to me. But I want you to know that black people are the 8th richest nation in the world. $1.3 trillion that we put into power, buying power. So you have the option to be able to run this shit and to demand what you want. Okay, I believe that the new American dream for black people should be get with your family, get with your tribe, and get off the grid. Be able to find your own area, farm your own food, grow your own food, and not be a part of what is happening around us, because I see it crumbling. You guys, I love y'all so much. Make sure that if you are staying in these cities, make sure you are being a part of the census, because that is the money that goes to your community. And if you're not being accounted, then they are not sending money for you and for your kids. Okay, if you see somebody out there grinding, let them know you see them shining. I love you guys. I will see you next Saturday at 10 a.m. I love y'all. See y'all later.
I know some so poor. When it rains, that's when they shower. Scream and fight the power. That's when the vulture devours. If I was president, I'd get elected.